Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And sometimes things come on the radar, and we need to at least know about it, even if we don't feel like we have to talk about it. And this time, it is the Zulu parade in New Orleans that is a part of the Mardi Gras celebration, as I understand it. Now, I think I can speak for many and probably most Black Americans when I say that I had never heard of the Zulu parade before. I know about Mardi Gras, but I had never heard of the Zulu parade as part of the Mardi Gras celebration. So now there is tension between South Africans and Black Americans about the Zulu parade because, as we know, the Zulus are a large tribe in South Africa. And like all the tribes, they're very proud of their traditions, very proud of their culture. So they're not taken very kindly to Black Americans using their name, which is really an appropriation of their culture, to put on a parade. And they have every right to make their feelings known. It's very much like the native people, the indigenous people, not wanting the Washington Redskins or the Kansas City Chiefs or any of these other sports franchises to use their names to promote their teams. The indigenous people of America are offended by it, and the South Africans are offended by it. And it's not for somebody else to say it's not offensive. If they say it's offensive to them, then it's offensive. Tariq Nasheed did a segment a week or so ago on his Tariq Radio on this, and he tried to explain it in a way that it wasn't meant to be offensive. He added context to the celebration and gave some background about how it got started. The South African had called in and said it was offensive. The Zulu parade in New Orleans is a tradition that takes place on Mardi Gras Day. It is organized by the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club, a fraternal organization founded in 1916. The parade features King Zulu, who has reigned in the streets of New Orleans since 1909. The parade includes Jubilee singers, costumes, and various characters. According to what I read, they have as many as 50 floats in this parade, and it's been going on for over 100 years. But I guess the Zulus just found out about it recently. I don't believe it was meant to be offensive, but as you can see, they're dressed up in blackface, and it's hard to make something positive out of blackface. I just heard about the Zulu parade this year, just a few weeks ago, and the first time I heard about a Zulu festival in New Orleans, I was thinking, is it that many South Africans in New Orleans that they can have a parade? I was thinking it was something that was generated by the South Africans. I was shocked when I found out it was Black Americans in this Zulu festival or parade or whatever it is. And I don't believe this exists outside of New Orleans. I think it's strictly a New Orleans thing. It is not a Black American thing because most Black Americans don't even know about it. And I say most. It may not be most. Most might know about it, but many don't know about it, and most don't participate in it. I'm going to say that. This Zulu festival is clearly very important to those people in New Orleans. They are proud of it. They have 50 floats, they have bands, they have all kinds of things going on, apparently around this, but they are appropriating the name of an important tribe in Africa. So if they want to keep up their tradition and their customs, there will be nothing wrong with them changing the name and giving it a new tradition and upgrading the the customs and the costumes and the tradition, knowing that it is offensive to the real Zulus. There would be nothing wrong with them changing the name. That's how I feel. Because I do believe that If it's offensive to the South Africans, then that should be respected. And there are other Black Americans who feel as I do, like the ones I'm about to show you now.
Here's my 3 cents on the Zulu parade. And mind you, I am Black American, but I am not from New Orleans. The Zulu parade or even Mardi Gras is not a part of my cultural expression or my cultural identity as a Black American. But I just want to give everybody in the diaspora some food for thought. Can it be that when our brethren in Blackness deem something that is done in their name as disrespectful or offensive, can it just be that? An example, when folks are walking around doing AAVE in box braid, being caricatures of Black Americanness, and we say that it's offensive, and other people who are not culturally Black American say that it's not offensive, it's disrespectful to us because culturally, that's not who we are. So although the Zulu parade is over 100 years old, in 2025, Zulu people in South Africa are saying, hey, that's offensive. And it's no shade, but blackface in 2025? No matter what the history, the minstrel show thing is just always going to be like, ooh, for me. Can we, as Black folks of the diaspora, be able to say, you know what? I see you, I hear you, and I recognize that culturally this isn't as sound as maybe we thought it was. And although we may have done this thing our whole lives, once folks educate us on how it is that we can position ourselves to learn more, to do better, then can we just do that without the back and forth?
I'm with her. Can we just take them at their word? It's offensive, even if you've been doing it for 100 years. They don't like their name being associated with it. And they are the Zulus. So could we just respect that? We have so much going on in Black America. We talk about our accomplishments and our contributions, not only to America, but to the world. Could we just let the South Africans have their name back and be okay with it? Here's another point of view that might be just a little bit more intense.
I got in my comments talking about the Zulu Festival and how I'm talking. And guess what I did? I Googled. It took one quick Google search. One quick Google search to prove you wrong. I want to say, I watched so many videos last night about the Zulu parade, baby. When I tell you, all it was blackface and people playing as someone else's culture. A caricature of someone else's culture was crazy to me. And I mean, at the end of the day, if that's how you grew up and you feel like that's how you need to celebrate, or if you feel like that's part of your generational history, I mean, that's okay for you. But for me personally, I felt uncomfortable. That's just my opinion. That's how I felt. I felt like it's insensitive, and it made me feel like I just shouldn't even be watching it. So this says the Zulu Social Aid and Pleasure Club was founded in 1901 and has a rich history in New Orleans Mardi Gras celebrations. While the parade is a beloved tradition for many, some have criticized the use of blackface, arguing it is a form of cultural appropriation. Picture number one, you can Google it. It's going to be on Google. Picture number two, you can Google it. Well, like at this point, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know why y'all got it offended. If you like it, that's fine. But at this point, baby, I don't want nothing to do with it. And all the South Africans that are speaking up have the right to do so because y'all are playing with their culture. Period. That's the end of the conversation.
There's nothing hard about this to many of us. It's a tradition that came about during the height of Jim Crow. I mean, really the heat of Jim Crow. And maybe they were looking to South Africa because they are looked upon as warriors who stand up for themselves. And at that time, Black Americans had not found our voice. We had not found our voice. Well, we had our voice. We just weren't able to express it without extreme violence. So I guess this was their way of trying to show something, but I still don't get the black face. I don't get that either. But I'm sure they understand why they're doing it. But the bottom line is this is not Black American culture. This is a culture within the Black American tribe in New Orleans. The Zulu people of South Africa say it is offensive. And for that reason, the people who engage in this should address it. I think. I just think they should address it. Because all of us have been dragged into this. They're saying those Black Americans when most of us are not participating in that. And many to most of us don't even know anything about it. Because the way it looks to the Zulus in South Africa is how it looks to the Zulus in South Africa. And that should be respected, in my opinion. Now, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening and have a good evening.